Twin.
Hi.
Hello, YouTube and everyone listening. Welcome to the #Twin Life podcast. We're so happy to have you guys here. If this is your first time, please make sure you like, share, subscribe. And if you're watching us on YouTube, hit the bell so you get notified of all the amazing, awesome episodes that we're doing. And feel free to follow us on all of our social media at Twin Life Podcast. And yeah, we'd love to hear from you guys. Give us your opinions. Please rate us 5 stars if you love everything you hear. But yeah, so let's get into it.
Yeah.
How was your week, Twin?
So my week has been good. It's kind of been a typical week. It's fall started, so it's been like a little bit cooler for the last few days. It's supposed to get back a little bit hotter coming the middle of this week. But we're just enjoying kind of the normal San Diego 75-degree weather. It's like
5 days a year.
It's been surprising me because like I've been kind of resisting going outside lately because it's just been so hot, and like going to the park with Phoenix and then walking in the heat is like just not fun.
Yeah.
So he's like, "You want to go to the park?" I'm like, "No, I do not, because it's hot." "You want to go to the pool?" No, I do not, because it's hot. So I don't want to do anything. But yeah, we just had that kind of regular week. Nothing too exciting. Oh, we did have like a date night sort of situation on Thursday.
Right.
Yeah, Derek, so the company that he works for, they wanted to have a pep rally type of thing, and that's literally the best way to describe it, because they do kind of like get everybody like pepped up because they're going into this week. They start this big competition actually tomorrow, called the Bigs, which I think I've talked about before. But basically, his office has won the last 4 years in a row. So they obviously never want to lose. So, but other offices are coming for them. So we'll see what happens. I just hope they win, because there's a huge party at the end. Like,
get lots of prizes. And
yeah, 2 years ago, we drove down to LA, and they put us up in a really nice hotel. They paid for us to go to Disneyland or to Universal Studios and Six Flags. The very first year we were with the company, we went to Disneyland, and we had jump passes for California Adventure in Disneyland, and that was really fun. Last year was kind of a bust, but it was still cool to just get away for a couple of days.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we're just excited about that. He's going to be working like crazy, so I probably won't see him too much for the next 3 weeks. Ooh, excuse me. But it will be worth it. So what about you?
This week was pretty cool. Like, Blake has gotten started on the renovations for the bathroom. So he finally has gotten the tub hooked up, connected. There's like, there's been like multiple different like projects. I mean, if you ever renovated a bathroom, like it went from like renovating the tub to like, they're like, well, I mean, Blake's like, well, if you're gonna do the tub, then you might as well just change the tile. And then if you're gonna change the tile, you have to change the vanity, because like everything's kind of basic specs in the condo except for the things that they've like updated. And so they really want to like deck out this master bathroom. So Blake's been doing that. So he's been basically just doing that since he got back from his work trip on Monday. And he's just been, head over heels. I don't really want to say balls to the wall, but I guess I say balls to walls into doing this bathroom. And so that's kind of been the focus for this week. We did do like a early morning like park day this week, which was super nice, because I just feel like I hadn't gotten out of the house in days, and it's really not the best thing like for me personally when I don't get sun. I just don't get vitamin D in general. It's not good for me. I just kind of get like on a downswing, and then I just don't want to get out of the house. Like, the idea of getting out of the house is like a lot of work to me after a few days.
Yeah.
And so we did that. So, and then today, if you're watching the podcast, you can see that I'm wearing my Dallas Cowboys t-shirt today because they play, it's Sunday. So they play, I was going to wear it last week because it was kind of like, or I was going to wear it the week before last because it was like the first game of the season, but they finally got their first win last week. So it inspired me to wear my 214 shirt. So, which 214?
So Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, for people who don't know, if you've never been to Texas, 214 is not only the area code, one of the area codes for Dallas, but it is also the numbers of the two players, 21 and 4, the two top players, Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott. So they made 214 shirts, which is super cool.
Is that a new jersey?
The shirt?
Newish?
The t-shirt?
In the last couple years, probably.
Yeah, this is from a couple years ago. It's probably 2 years old.
Okay. I don't think I ever seen that one. You read that one before, but I was gonna say that. We were talking about this week. I don't remember if I mentioned on podcast or not, but the first week where the Cowboys lost, Jordan wore his jersey that he thought was unlucky. He did not wear it last week. so it has been. I'm pretty sure there's some bad juju. That game, honestly, was ridiculous.
So I guess we can hop into our Did You Sees on that note. So we don't really talk, like, we're not like a sports podcast or anything, but football season is a huge part of our lives. And well, my life, but also our lives, just our families are huge football fans. And so this game this week, if you just like football in general, like this Cowboys versus Falcons game this week was stupid. Like first of all, it broke a ton of records. It's the first time ever that a team has lost that has scored 39 points. That's scoring 39 points in a game. There's been 404 games.
When everyone's listening, it'll have been the Sunday before. Excuse me.
Sunday the Seahawks play. This is the Sunday after the Cowboys and the Falcons play.
So today there will be a game, and when everyone's listening to us, it'll be Wednesday after the Seahawks play. So we're talking about the Falcons game that happened last Sunday. So that's for some perspective of time here.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was just like, you can like look up all the stats and stuff, but it was crazy. I mean, they broke like ridiculous records of like, Cowboys are the only team to ever, the Falcons are the only team to ever lose after scoring 39 points and being up by 20 at some point. The only team ever. It's never happened before. It's 1 out of 404.
Magic.
It's 404 times before. It was either 404 or 440. I think it was 404 times before. Like Cowboys did it to him once out of all that. It's crazy. Dak Prescott also broke a record for having the most rushing touchdowns, and never, like, another quarterback has never had 400 yards and four rushing touchdowns in a game. So he also broke that record. So the game was just like, I mean, just breaking records all over the place. The odds, like, they had like a 99.7% chance of winning.
The Falcons?
No, the Cowboys. Because like an onside kick, it's like a 2% chance or something, less than 2% chance that a team will get an onside kick.
Like, so they had a 99% chance of losing, though.
Of losing. Did I say winning?
Oh, I thought you said of winning.
No, 99. The Cowboys had a 99.7% chance of losing. Something stupid like that. 99% chance of losing. And they won. So if you haven't checked out the game, definitely go check out the highlights if you're a sports fan. Even if you hate the Cowboys, this game was gnarly. And it sucks because it came on at like 1:00 in the afternoon here. So
and they never stopped watching it. So
and I stopped watching it because it was like
horrible.
It was horrible. Cowboys were awful.
They had ridiculous, like 21 points, like to 20-0 or something.
They had like 3 or 4 turnovers. They had all these opportunities in the game, like a couple opportunities where like they should have had picks. They couldn't keep their hands on them. Just a lot of like. And Ashley couldn't even watch it, so she couldn't even watch the game. And I turned it off. Here. Yeah. And Ashley texted me and was like, "Oh my God,
checking on
ESPN." I was like, "What are you talking?" Okay, so during football season, ironically enough, I turn off my ESPN alerts, because I hate getting alerts for the games while they're happening, because they're always like
10 seconds early,
a second before, seconds before.
Yeah.
So it gives it away, and it takes the excitement out of watching the game.
Yeah.
So I wasn't getting any ESPN alerts because I just turned it off, and I was like, well, I'll just wait till next Sunday. Like, they lost, blah, like, you know. And Ashley's like, oh my God, you don't believe it? I was like, there's no way they won. Like, because I stopped watching it at like 7 or 8 minutes at the end of the game. Okay, I didn't like turn it off at like the third quarter. I waited till I was like, there's no way they're about to win this, because the Falcons had the ball. I was like, they're about to drive this down. Like, I mean, it was crazy. The kicking situation, like, so many crazy things. So you check out the highlights. It was so much fun to watch. It's nice to have something else to focus on in the world other than coronavirus and the election. So
yeah, that
it's
connects
amazing.
though to a podcast we had a couple weeks ago where you were talking about how you didn't know if there were going to be people in the stands,
Yeah, so
and
there were
there
people at
have
the
been,
Dallas Cowboys. Yeah,
and there have been no
and
outbreaks,
so
no
there's only been
hundreds of thousands of people with COVID.
yeah, there's one player that's on the Falcons that is on, they call it coronavirus reserve. So basically it means he has to have two negative tests before he can get back in the league. But it also means that it doesn't necessarily mean he has COVID. It just means that he came in contact, because like, this is a bunch of stuff that people probably don't know, but they have contact tracer bracelets on.
What?
That I am not kidding.
What
that
kind of
ping
technology?
Them off of, yeah. So all the players and all the coaches in the NFL have contact tracing bracelets on that ping them off of each other and whoever, so they know who they've come in contact with. So they were able to actually, like, so this player from the Falcons, I can't even remember who it was, but I read it that he's on coronavirus reserve. So that could mean that he tested positive, or it could mean that he came in contact with somebody who tested positive, and they just want to get 2 tests in. So I think that puts him out for 14 days. I think they have to you have to test and then test again. So yeah, but it's been. Can you hear my son crying?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, please hold for the Landon cries.
Okay, I think we're
okay,
good.
I think we're good. Okay, so yeah, so that was really fun this week. Another thing in the Did You See world, did you want to do the next one?
Yeah, so I have just one, I guess. So this one just barely came along like yesterday, like literally last night. But I guess I didn't watch this on television, so I don't know the whole speech. But apparently Donald Trump said something to the effect that he wants to make the KKK and another organization called Antifa, which I don't know what
Antifa.
Yeah, what does it stand for?
I don't know. They're apparently like a fashion. They're who people think are a lot of the reasons why the protests have been getting out of control. He said that he wanted to turn Antifa into and that Antifa was to blame for a lot of the violent protesting, and people were kind of like, okay, like, you're just trying, like, it's not basically the news was trying to make it seem like the protests weren't as violent as they actually had been getting, and they weren't destroying things. And Trump, in his non-eloquent way, was trying to say, no, actually it's this freaking fascist group that, like, they're trying to make anarchy is what their whole goal is.
So they're an anti-fascist protest movement known as Antifa so it's a political protest movement comprising of groups affiliated with militant opposition, fascism, and other forms of extreme right-wing ideology. So basically, they're racist people.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're less racist and more just like more extremist.
Violent.
Yeah, extremist and violent, and they just want to cause anarchy.
Okay.
And people were like, a lot of people just had never heard of Antifa, because
I hadn't heard of them either.
Yeah, so like, and I just have heard the name so much that I finally like kind of looked up a little bit about them. But yeah, so Trump has been saying he wants to make Antifa a terrorist group, and people were like, oh my God, like, and then he's like, people are coming to find out, yeah, a lot of the protesting are not coming from the people that are actually like the Black Lives Matter people, or the people that live in those cities, or African American people. They're just these groups that are using the protests to
push their
unrest
narrative
and anarchy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So he basically said that he wants to make the KKK and Antifa terrorist groups, which means if he makes an executive order that says that they're terrorist groups, that means that the FBI can go raid them. That means that they can put them in jail. They can charge them with terrorist level crimes for things that they do, which is terrorism on the American people. So, yeah.
Surprisingly enough, it's weird. Right, recently,
he also said that which kind of like, when I was reading, I was like, oh, that's great. And then like as I read this article, it kind of like, I was kind of like, okay. It's like one of those things, like when they come out with these like potential like laws and stuff, and there would be like Prop 22 is coming out to like make sure that people can still do the app-based driving, right, or whatever, right? But if you actually look at Prop 22, which I haven't yet, but there's probably like a series of other things that they snuck in there that you would push through. So that's kind of like what he did in this speech, where it was like, you know, the Democrats don't care about Black people, and we, you know, I, as a conservative, I care about Black people. We're actually going to do what we say. We're not going to just be like the Democrats and ride on the backs of Black people. Like, he went all in there. I was like, wow, okay. So it was pretty interesting, like, to read, because it was on Fox News. So they definitely were trying to make him sound better. Like, they definitely did a good job of not making him sound better, because Fox News, they're considered a conservative news media. So sometimes they will like make him sound better, but like they direct quoted him, and he was saying some stuff about Joe Biden being like a Democrat and being a typical Democrat, where he's just gonna say all this stuff, and like he's not gonna actually do what he says, and blah 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 blah. So he definitely was pandering. There was a whole lot of pandering to the Black community going on there, and yeah, very very interesting.
The weird part about it for me is like I don't like him, but there's just on it's like, you have to weigh what's more important to you. Yeah, exactly. Again, like the last time we had an election, it was that way too. So it makes it really hard to, it's like I don't like him as a human, but then there's things that, like, our other options Biden says that I just don't want to see happen with our country too. So it's like
there's a lot of things too that I think, for me, I need them to start saying stuff about women. Like, people are very concerned that, especially when the Supreme Court justice passed, that if Donald Trump gets elected, then everything that she earned for the LGBTQ plus community, for women's rights, all these things, Donald Trump is just going to be like, boop, done. Like, it never existed. And we know Joe Biden's not going to do that, because he's a Democrat. He's not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to make abortion illegal in the whole country. He's not going to make it so now that gay marriage is now illegal or anything like that. He's not going to push towards that narrative. So when it's said like the lesser of two evils, it's like, yeah, would it be great if the KKK is considered a terrorist group? Absolutely. But Joe Biden could still do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could still do that. So, but what we know he won't do is he's not going to take away women's rights, any of the gain, like, ground that we've had for women's rights in general in the last 100 years, literally 100 years, because women gained the right to vote in the 1920s, unless you were Black, but in general, women gained the right to vote in the 1920s. So we're about 100 years in, we're still trying to gain ground in other areas as far as rights to our bodies and things like that. So, without getting too political, which I feel like we're getting in that direction, I think that's why I'm leaning in that direction as far as voting. But we will take this time to make a little PSA that if you haven't registered to vote, you probably should go. And
yes,
yeah, just vote. I was watching, this last thing I'll say, because I'm having Did You See's coming at me as we're talking about this, but I randomly went on Instagram, and Jennifer Lopez and freaking Michelle Obama were Instagram living with each other. Which is like,
so was it Aisha? She was live Instagram living with Aisha Curry too.
Yeah,
not so long ago. Michelle Obama's been busy.
Michelle Obama said that the last election, in every I can't remember the name, but like the area of division of where people what is it called? I can't remember, but basically when you break it up, every area that had like a voting like radius, the swing of the vote was only 5 votes. So like, it was literally a difference of 5 votes, like in every area. So like, of all the people that didn't want to vote last year or didn't vote last year, if you had voted, then you possibly could have swung it in one direction, right? Because if that's 6 people that could have swung in the other direction. So yeah, so go vote. I know I have a lot of friends that are going to vote. It should be a very pivotal thing. I think I get into my 30s, it's more important.
I need to register to vote. It's just like, I need to register to vote, but then we're going to move soon. So I'm like trying to wait to register where we're going to be.
Voting is November 2nd, right?
November 3rd, is that?
Yeah. You have time.
So I have a while.
You have until October. There's a deadline in October, though.
Yeah,
so I haven't. You can do an absentee ballot.
I know, and Blake did an absentee ballot for California, but I just wanted to vote somewhere that would affect, like, other than I know the election itself, the actual like presidential election, like I can vote from anywhere, but I also wanted to register to vote in a place that I can vote for like my local government and my senator and all that stuff too. Because if we're going to be living in where I keep saying where we're going to live because we haven't lived there yet, but where we're going to live, I want to make sure that like my vote goes towards like my community, you know, because that's the important part about voting is like not just the presidential election, but impacting your communities as well. And you can complain about your communities, you can complain about the way your leaders, you know, represent you and they're not letting your voices be heard, but you voted them in or you chose not to vote and then you don't get to say anything about
and then
it,
and then you voted them in by lack of voting.
So okay, so let's move on to the rest of our Did You Sees and then we can get into our topic.
Okay.
So a couple of things. One, congratulations to Zendaya. She is the second Black actress to win the leading actress in a drama series for the Emmys. It's a very long title, but that is
best actress in a leading role
in a drama.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Called Euphoria, which I haven't watched yet.
Yes, a show that I've not watched yet. It's on HBO, so I don't really.
It looked intense.
Now that so I used to use HBO, but now that there's HBO Max, I haven't added HBO Max to our Hulu because I just don't. It's $16. I don't watch enough stuff.
Our Hulu costs like $75. It's like Hulu's like either $7 or $75. Like that is a very wide price range.
If there was something on there, like okay, when Game of Thrones was out, I would because I would watch it every single episode every week. But there's nothing on HBO that just makes me want. I feel like I want to spend $15 because I just have to watch it. There's not. So, but apparently the show was fantastic. I was super proud of her and excited for her. She's also the youngest to ever win an Emmy, win that particular award.
Lead actress,
So, in a drama. It's important because there's lead actress in a comedy as well.
Okay, so lead actress
in
a drama. Okay.
Yes. And then Catherine O'Hara won her first Emmy for Schitt's Creek, which actually, ironically enough, Schitt's Creek got canceled. This will be their last. I don't know if this coming season will be their last season, but they swept the Emmys. And then there was a really cute scene. I mean, there's a bunch of shows too, like the reality shows that won RuPaul's Drag Race, Queer Eye. Those won a lot of the Last Dance. They won a lot of they won the reality TV awards. So those are all phenomenal shows. If you haven't watched them, check them out on Netflix. Most of them you can watch on Netflix. I think The Last Dance is on Prime. Where'd you guys watch it?
No. Well, we watched it on Hulu, but it's on Netflix now.
Oh, okay.
Like as soon as it was off Hulu, it went right to Netflix.
Oh, okay. So you can just watch it on Netflix. Okay.
Yeah.
So and then the last one was the Friends women made a little appearance so the awards were done remotely. So there was select celebrities inside the inside wherever they were doing it. I don't even know where they did the Emmys this year. And then they had their host, which I think was one of the Jimmys. Was it Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon? One of them. I can't remember which one. I think it was maybe Jimmy Fallon. I can't remember, but one of the Jimmys. And they and then everybody else was they were just sending Skype or Zoom videos, Skype videos from their home. So Zendaya was dressed from head to toe, sitting in I don't know if it was her house or in her agent's office or whatever, but she was surrounded by friends and family. So that was super cute. So go check out that video. And then the other thing that was really cool this week, what more interesting was if you haven't seen Ellen's apology, she kicked off her 2020 18 season of Ellen, and she did she does a monologue at the beginning of every episode, and she did a monologue this week about her whole summer and how sucky it was for her. So that was pretty interesting. She apologized. She was just we're just moving forward. We're she kind of laid out the plan, and she took complete ownership of the situation, which I thought was super cool. Now, granted, I'm sure she wrote it. I'm sure she had input in the writing of it, blah, blah. But one, Ellen's phenomenal at giving monologues. You wouldn't know when Ellen's talking that it was you only know it's written because it's a monologue and she does it at the beginning of her show. But when she talks, when she says it, it genuinely comes from a good place. She addressed people questioning her as who she was and if she's really this super nice person that she comes off as and all these things. So she did a really good job, I feel of of taking complete ownership of what's been going on in her studio. And like after you get so busy like her, you have Ellen's Game of Games, then you have Ellen, then you have all these other, like her schedule got so busy she started having co-hosts come in and like replace her on her own show because she's been doing it for 20 years and she just was like, I need breaks. Like I can't do Ellen every
and they do a
day
lot
for the rest of my life. Yeah. So I feel like that was super cool. So you can check that out. I saw the clip on YouTube. Check the clip out with Ellen. She did a phenomenal job. Shout out to her for dealing with the whole there's so much drama. But that's I guess how it wrapped up because we kind of been like keeping our eye on like this whole Ellen situation. So it wrapped up with Ellen giving a formal apology. So tied a nice little bow around it. Did you have any other did you sees or want to get into our fall theme?
Okay, so the only one and then we will get into it is that apparently Demi Lovato, who was engaged for about 2 seconds, is now broken up.
Yeah. So, people were coming for her in not a very nice way. Like the posts that people were saying were like, did anybody else not see this coming? Like obviously we knew that, but apparently he's like super sketchy and apparently he had been trying to date like Selena Gomez for a while and she just didn't want to have it, and lots of rumors from her family and friends that he was just trying to get like clout, and like the only reason he proposed to her is like for people to like know who the hell he was. Because I didn't know who he was. Like I had to go to his Instagram and be like, okay, so I don't even know who you are. Let me check out your IMDb page. Still don't really know who you are. Like, and so people thought that he was just really trying to use her as like a step off point.
That guy sucks.
I want her to be happy.
We just want Demi Lovato to be happy. Like Wilder Valderrama was the last guy that like she was with and that like everyone was like actually happy.
Yeah, he just couldn't handle she just wasn't handling her drug addiction, and he had been he stayed with her through a couple relapses, a couple trips to rehab, and like he just couldn't handle it anymore. Yeah. So okay, well that's sad. Hopefully.
All right, so I'm so excited about this.
I've had this background for the last few weeks for fall.
I'm wearing kind of a fallish shirt today, and I just love everything about fall. So we're gonna kind of break it up into like questions. It's like 10 questions, and we're gonna kind of like go back and forth and like answer them. So first question is, what is your favorite fall drink? Go.
Cinnamon dolce latte.
Ooh, is that fall or is that winter? That's fall?
I don't know, but it comes out this time of year. So
cinnamon dolce latte. Okay. So my favorite is definitely pumpkin spice latte. I know that's like real basic, but like they only have it this time of year.
I don't care what you say. People can say all the basic, whatever they want to say about pumpkin flavored stuff. Pumpkin flavored stuff is delicious. Pumpkin pancakes. I'm here for the pumpkin flavored stuff.
Yeah,
all of it.
So, okay. So I love chai lattes in general. That's like my favorite thing in general, specifically during fall. It's not quite cool here yet, so it's not like I'm not drinking one all the time, and I'm big seasonal, like I'm a big tea drinker all year long, but I tend to get like stuff that's a little bit more creamy, has a little bit more spice, like nutmeg, cinnamon, like stuff like that in the fall because I love it. Okay, so what is your favorite food to eat in fall? Okay, I can go first. Anything that comes on a Thanksgiving menu for us is going to be my favorite. I love sweet potato casserole. I love mac and cheese. You make mac and cheese on a regular basis, so
I love pumpkin pie so much.
Oh yes, pumpkin pie. I love pumpkin pie. So good. There's a big debate: sweet potato pie or pumpkin pie.
My thoughts are you can do pumpkin pie on Thanksgiving and sweet potato pie on Christmas. There you go. Yeah. Derek hates pumpkin pie. I love it. I thought it was sweet potato pie he hated.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Yes, that's what it is. He doesn't like sweet potato pie. Yeah.
I know, because there was a huge debate about it last Thanksgiving.
Yeah, because we had to get both. To me, they taste very similar. To be honest, I don't really understand like why there's this big thing. Like they're both gourd. Well, one's a gourd, one's a
potato.
No, but I'm saying like spud category. Spud. Okay, what's your favorite fall food to cook?
I love cooking Thanksgiving dinner. So yeah, it's my favorite I love cooking Thanksgiving dinner, sweet potato casserole, and obviously macaroni and cheese and all those things. I do make pumpkin spice pancakes a lot this time of year. For landing, I mean, I love them too, but I just kind of like to throw pumpkin into stuff, flavored things all throughout fall.
Yeah. I've been trying to find stuff that has actual pumpkin in it and not just pumpkin spice. Because like I've seen a lot of recipes where they're like, oh, we're just gonna throw some pumpkin spice in there. I'm like, I feel like you need actual pumpkin. Like you can't just put pumpkin spice and be like, what? Anyways, so I cooked. So before the show, I was eating pumpkin scones that I made from scratch. Excuse me. Pumpkin scones that I made from scratch, and they are so good. Like, and I made them like for real from scratch. The only thing I didn't do, which I didn't like carve a pumpkin and like pull all the stuff out and like make pureed pumpkin. I have canned pureed pumpkin, which to me is very practical. Like, it's not that serious.
If you've ever carved a pumpkin, you understand why.
Yeah, it's not practical for me to carve a pumpkin to make scones for breakfast. Like, ridiculous. So, but yeah, I made them from scratch. Usually, I use pre-made baking mix, but this time I used actual
like the flour and all
flour. You know, all the actual ingredients, and they turned out really, really good. They were like super flaky, very like perfect like scone. So I think this season so far, I've been waiting to make pumpkin scones till fall. So I'm so excited. Those are like, they're just so good. Oh my goodness. Not good for you, but so good.
I love pumpkin bread too.
Oh, pumpkin bread's too sweet. I haven't made pumpkin bread yet this year, but I definitely plan it because I keep making like
breads are like my favorite thing, like banana nut loaf and like oh, so good.
Yeah. I had banana bread. We had banana bread the other day. It lasts like 2-3 days maybe in the house. So I made that the other day, and then I made the scones. So I think the next thing I'll do is make pumpkin bread, but I'll need more pumpkin for that because I used all my pumpkin. Okay, so fall television. What are you most looking forward to coming back in the fall? And now things are actually coming back in the fall. Normally they come back like the middle of August, end of August. But
yeah, and then they're gone by
like
November.
Next month.
Yeah, so this year the television schedule is going to be really different because it's coming later. Normally things kick off normally our shows are back the week after football season kicks off. So halfway through September, generally we get our shows back. So we're not going to get our shows back till October. But some of them, I don't know.
Not even till November.
Back. Yeah, I don't even know when they're coming back because some of them haven't even started shooting. But my favorite thing to watch during fall is for sure football. But other than that, This Is Us. I'm really excited about This Is Us coming back. I'm really excited for all the Chicagos to come back, The Residents, New Amsterdam.
Are you gonna watch the new show, The Transplant?
I know. I literally was just like, I do not need another doctor show. Between Chicago Med, The Resident, and New Amsterdam, I'm good on my doctored
shows. Out. Yeah, me too.
I don't need any.
And we don't even watch. Shows. We don't watch Grey's Anatomy. So like, yeah.
Or 911, the spinoff, whatever it's called.
I watched 911 Lone Star. You didn't watch it?
No, I watched 911 Lone Star. What's the spinoff of Grey's Anatomy? I thought it was like something 9.
It's 9. Oh, the spinoff of Grey's Anatomy. What is it? Station 19.
Station 19. There you go.
That's 9 in it. That's good too. That's good.
I don't watch Station 19 because I didn't care to finish watching Grey's Anatomy. No, I don't need that. I don't need any more doctor shows.
Oh, it's not a doctor show. Station 19 is not a doctor show. It's about firemen and first responders.
Oh, okay. Well, that 911 and 911 Lone Star, that's 2. Plus Chicago Fire.
Yeah.
And PD and Med. It's a lot. When all the shows are back, it's hard. And then there's obviously SU. So, I mean, oh my gosh, it's a lot. So, and a lot of times what happens is when you watch that many of them, the shows start doing the same storyline.
Same storylines, yes.
You're like, this is same storyline. Real similar. Like, that's one thing too, is like all these doctor shows, like I know they're an SVU, they're all going to do some sort of like pandemic themed episode. Like New Amsterdam actually did a pandemic themed episode that they did not air because of the coronavirus. So it's just sitting somewhere. Like
he says coronavirus. We talked about this. He said coronavirus.
That was in The Resident. The Resident.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said coronavirus. And I was like, and I looked it up. Apparently they added it in? I don't know. Anyways, what's the next question?
Okay.
What do you like?
So,
What do you like to watch?
No, okay, so I'm on the same page with you. I'm looking forward to all of those things fall. I'm also looking forward to watching Charlie Brown Pumpkin, the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown.
Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown.
I'm looking forward to watching that with Phoenix because he has a Snoopy now, and he really is like he makes me read, like we have a Snoopy in Space book. We have Charlie Brown Christmas, and like when I tell you last Christmas we read a Charlie Brown Christmas like 100 million times. We read it 100 million times. Hold on, I think you're frozen. Oh, you're good. Okay.
I wasn't
You like
frozen.
popped in and popped out for a second.
Oh.
And then I thought you froze. Okay, anyways. But yeah, so we read Charlie Brown Christmas like 1,000,000 times last year. And I really want to It's a Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, actually, like the board book version. So I want to try to read that to him, and then I want to watch the movie. I also want to watch A Nightmare Before Christmas. I didn't have like a separate category for movies, so I'm going to throw these in there.
But you're talking about fall, not winter.
I know, but A Nightmare Before Christmas to me is like a Halloween movie.
Oh,
yeah,
you're right.
So I kind of want to watch that, and then yeah, but I think Charlie Brown, like we have like the whole DVD set that has like Christmas, Great Pumpkin, there's another fall Great Pumpkin, and then there's a Thanksgiving one, then there's a Christmas one, there's one, then there's we have that book where Lucy keeps tricking him to kick the football. Yeah. So but yeah, I think he'll actually enjoy it this year. I tried to get him to watch it last year, but like he wasn't really like into it. So but now like he sleeps with Snoopy every single night, so I'm kind of like, okay, he'll totally love that. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay. Do you decorate for fall or Halloween? I already know the answer to this, but
fall. We don't do. I think so. The only thing close to like Halloween decorating, I definitely don't decorate for Halloween. We're not putting spider webs and scary stuff in my house now.
Ghosts.
Yeah, that's not happening. But I do like to carve pumpkins. That was actually super fun for Blake and I to do last year. I think it was last year. It was so fun. Like it was really difficult, but it was it was really fun. The cool thing though about where we're going to move is that the pumpkins actually won't dry out, because literally we carved pumpkins and it was 80 degrees the next day. So our pumpkins dried real quick. They didn't make it. So if you live in a warm place, carving pumpkins, you may just want to leave them in your house and not display them outside. But like we carved a pumpkin and like we wanted to put it at the doorstep. But I actually really like to, when we get finally like settled in our home, like I'm definitely going to want to, like we obviously still celebrate, no matter where I'm living, we decorate for Christmas. But like I want to start decorating for, like Ashley does, like decorating for all the seasons. So, but I know Ashley's already started her fall decorating. So
my fall decorating is done. I actually don't think I decorate, and then also we're in a new place, because last year I bought fall decorations based on the space that we had last year. So I didn't feel like I have enough fall decorations. Like I would love to have more leaf garland. So answer the question, I decorate for fall, not Halloween. I would love to have more leaf garlands, because I only had enough to do like half a banister here.
And you have 3.
And I have 3 banisters. And that's feet and feet and feet of garland.
You have 4. You have 4 banisters.
Yeah.
Oh, one's a wall.
Yeah. No, it's 4.
Oh, okay.
4.5 actually, because I have like a ledge. So anyways, yeah, it's a lot. So it's lots of feet, like feet and feet and feet. And garland is not, leaf garland and garland in general is not one of those things that's super inexpensive. I do think we actually have enough garland to decorate all the banisters for winter, for Christmas decorations. Because we have, like, every year I kind of like go and buy one string of garland.
Where are you guys gonna put your tree?
That's a really good question. I have no idea where we're gonna put the tree. Like I've been literally, like, it's been bothering me. Like I'll be sitting in the living room and randomly, like, where the freak are we gonna put the dang tree? Like
that was literally like a breaking point of like a house that we saw. Blake was like literally in the middle of the night, where are we gonna put a Christmas tree? I'm like, I don't know, babe. Where are we gonna put like, we were stressed out about this whole like not being able to put it, because when you pick a place that, this is totally off, when you pick a place at your home and like you celebrate Christmas, like you want to know that there's a gathering space for you to celebrate this holiday. And if there's not, then it's like, this house doesn't feel like a home. Like, have my Christmas tree outside. Like, this sucks. But
so the issue we have obviously is that so what I'm hoping is that we have this corner where our TV is, and I'm hoping the Christmas tree will fit in there, in that corner. But our TV is really, really, really big. So it's kind of like, unless we shifted the whole television over, I don't know it's going to fit. So honestly, it's probably just going to come down to, we're going to build the tree. And if it doesn't fit,
Put it
then
where it goes.
Derek's just going to be toting it around the house until we find a place where it fits. We got to find somewhere to put the Christmas tree. I mean, honestly, what might happen is we might have to just take down our dining room table, because like after Thanksgiving, the one we just refinished, take it down, because that's the only place we could put it. So
yeah.
Anyways, we're trying to figure it out. But yeah, okay. Okay, so what are your favorite fall smells? Like favorite scents that just like invoke fall?
Apple, cinnamon, anything cinnamon smelling, honestly. Apple, cinnamon, vanilla. I think that's probably the main ones. I feel like pumpkin, like the smell of pumpkin, or I just like baking, that smell. Like crisp, like there's this like a fresh crisp smell,
crisp air
that you get like on the first like morning when it's like 45, 50 degrees outside. The morning, it just smells like so fresh. That's like smell. That's like it's fall. Like that's how you know it's fall. You go outside, it's like this perfectly crisp, like fresh air outside.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, was like the fall, stepping outside when it's like a crisp day, and like we can, like here in San Diego, we didn't do this in the South because there's just way too many bugs, but like here in San Diego, everybody opens up their windows when it's cool outside, and you're just letting all this nice fresh air and this breeze, and it's just like, and you can't really do that when it's hot. So like it's like when you know it's fall when you can open up all the windows and let all the breeze in, and it's just like, when like, and I go to classes early in the morning, so I haven't had, it's like been hot, like 70 degrees in the morning, and when it's like in the 60s and you walk outside, it's just like this nice, like crisp, like fresh, I don't know, like it's cold type of smell. I don't know. I love that smell. That's like the best. That and fresh cut grass. Two smells I love about outside.
Yeah, but fresh cut grass is spring.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, those two scents. Okay, so other scent that I like is, I think cinnamon reminds me a little bit of like Christmas. But pumpkin, and then they have like these I have like pumpkin spice potpourri that I got at Ross actually, and it kind of has the smell. There's also like a air freshener, and it's all like, you know, it's also all very like it is like the same flavors, but like I feel like something about like nutmeg and cinnamon, and you add pumpkin spice to it, it just automatically makes it fall. When you take out the pumpkin spice, it smells like Christmas to me. So it's like, it's like a good, like, you know,
I feel like the smell of apple cinnamon is very fall to me. Apple cinnamon is very fall, because you know, like, because that's like a apple picking, and that's that kind of stuff. Yeah. Pumpkin patches and all that stuff. That's very fall.
Yeah. Okay, so fall photos, yes or no?
Yeah, I did it last year.
Okay. Yes, I agree.
I'm excited because we're gonna move somewhere where their leaves are actually going to change. So yeah, hopefully we'll get some really, really nice. Hopefully we can get these fall photos in. I mean, our schedule's going to be so busy, so I would love to get the fall photos in before the leaves fall off the trees. So I would love to get those in, but we'll see.
Yeah, we're planning on doing a fall photo shoot as well, because I might wear this shirt. I just love fall, but it's hard here because it's hot. So like I feel like I look extra crazy.
Oh my god, last year just sucked so bad.
It was hot.
I had us dressed in like all fall like layers, and we're just like dying because I had like a turtleneck on and jeans, and Landon had like, I don't remember what Landon had on. I think Blake and Landon both had t-shirts and jeans and stuff on, but I was just like, I didn't want it to look like we were in California. Like, I wanted to look like we were in a fall. It was fall outside. It doesn't look fall outside if you're wearing tank top and jeans. Like, that's not fall. So we sweat to death, but we got good pictures.
This year we're gonna be in fall colors, and if we're all wearing shorts, it is what it is, because we live in San Diego and it's hot, and I'm not trying to like sweat to death. Because you know how people like people have taken like winter photos like at the beach and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's kind of, yeah, I'm just giving up on having, you know, a normal Christmas. We live in San Diego. It is what it is. We probably could take our fall photos in swimsuits, to be honest. So, but yes, I love fall photos, and I'm here for everyone else's fall photos as well. So I love, Tag us in your fall photos because I love fall photos. Okay. Pumpkin patch, yes or no?
Yes, that was actually super fun last year.
We went, but we just went to take photos. We didn't actually do anything.
Yeah, because it was okay. So the pumpkin patch that we went to take photos, but again, so hot outside. So
Yeah,
it's not like it's not really enjoyable in San Diego to do pumpkin patch because it's so hot, and like you don't really get to enjoy like eating like the warm snacks and like you know what I'm saying, like that's not.
No one's trying to eat warm apple cider when it's
you want to
85
drink
degrees.
Drink warm apple cider or eat a caramel apple or like you know what I mean, or eat like fresh kettle corn, like caramel kettle corn.
This year.
Caramel apples.
Yes, I need to do that. Phoenix would love that. Okay. Anyways.
How many more questions do you have, Twin?
One more.
Okay.
What is your favorite fall clothing? I think I know the answer to this.
Boots.
Yeah. I was gonna say that.
Boots.
I love boots. I hate sweaters. I don't want to wear any sweaters. Sweaters are itchy, but I love boots. I love scarves, pea coats, like all that stuff. As soon as we can wear that, it's just I don't know, something about fall. Like I like cardigans because cardigans you can like take on and off.
What's funny is I don't wear a lot of jeans in fall. I actually wear I wear a lot of leggings, which again I'm thinking I won't be able to do that because it's going to be so freaking cold. I'm not used to it being cold.
You have to wear for real. You'll be wearing leggings under your jeans.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be wearing leggings under my jeans. But yeah, so I actually love boots, leggings. I actually do like sweaters, boots, leggings, sweaters. I live in boots, leggings, and sweaters in the fall with scarves and like coat. Like that is all the things. I have so many boots. I have boots in storage, and I bought some in the last 2 years because my boots have been in storage. So I just keep racking up the boots, and I love them so much.
I love boots too. Okay, so let's get into the
go girl
or no girl for the week.
Okay, so I've got a go girl this week, and we talked a lot about macaroni and cheese, but I made the best mac and cheese yesterday. I would say we because Blake always helps me make the cheese sauce because because the cheese sauce is so delicate. Like you have to put the butter, and I always either end up burning it because it's a gas stove. I always end up burning the butter and then I have to start over.
I broke my cheese sauce yesterday. I was pissed.
Yeah, I don't have a sifter. I don't have a flour sifter, so I have to literally tap a spoon, and then Blake stirs and then you put the way the recipe that I always use works, and I've kind of memorized that recipe, so I just now alter it. Is that you're supposed to put the butter and then the flour together, whisk them together, then add the milk. Well, if you do that, then you're spending 25 minutes trying to get the butter and the flour to dissolve inside this cold milk that you just poured in there. So it's better to warm up a cup of the milk and then add another cup of the milk afterwards. What's hot?
Oh, well, if you use milk, it takes a lot longer. If you use heavy cream, it doesn't.
If you use almond milk,
it takes a long time for almond milk to thicken.
I always use almond milk.
It takes so long.
So maybe next time I'll use heavy cream.
Heavy cream is, but you have to know that heavy cream is going to thicken in 3 to 4 minutes, as opposed to almond milk. You are doing the absolute most to get it to thicken up.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
Yeah, exactly. So it was hard, but I ended up changing up the recipe. So in my macaroni and cheese, I don't just do regular basic mac and cheese. I put ground beef in there, and I actually cooked my ground beef slowly. So this time it was actually instead of it being chunks of meat in it, it was very crumbly.
Ooh, nice.
So it was so.
So it was hamburger helpery.
Yeah, it was very hamburger helpery, but so much better. Very fancy. I used a lot of seasonings garlic powder or garlic salt and what else did I use? Garlic salt, ground fresh crushed black pepper. And then I actually ended up cooking down some onions and some turkey bacon. And I cooked the onions down first, put the onions in with the cheese because I always feel like the cheese never has enough flavor or saltiness to it. Mm-hmm. So I put the onions in with the cheese and then I added the bacon into the beef and cooked it down. Oh, the main part that made this so dank was the barbecue sauce. I marinated the beef in barbecue sauce first. And then I put a little bit more on there while it was cooking. So it didn't have an overwhelming barbecue sauce flavor, but the meat tasted good enough to actually just eat it out of the pasta when it was done. Twin. It was such fire. It was such fire. Look, it's making me hungry right now. I'm gonna have to eat something when we get done with the podcast. But anyways, okay.
Really
So
good.
it was so good. So what about you?
My go girl, I've lost 6.5 pounds.
Hey, bam.
Yes, so at my heaviest weight when I started losing weight, I was 181, and when I stepped on the scale today, I was 181.8. When I stepped on the scale today, I was 173.8.
Yay!
So that's 6 pounds, right? Yeah. So it's hard for me to get excited about 6 pounds because it doesn't seem like, it's almost like it doesn't seem real that it's like that I've lost, like, losing weight. Like, I'm so used to, like, for a long time I would think I would have lost weight, and then like the next day I weigh the exact same, and I'm just like,
not when you were working with Melissa though. When you were really hardcore on your macros and you were working out, like basically the same thing you're doing now.
yeah,
You're in the gym 5-6 days a week, but you were also working full time. So
yeah. So I don't know. Derek was like, you did lose. I forgot that I think I lost like 5 or 6 pounds with Melissa. Didn't have this goal of losing like a bajillion pounds when I was working out with her. So like, it didn't feel like it was this huge change. I think I may have lost 10 pounds. I got down to 155, I think, or 154. And then at 154, I couldn't lose any more weight after that. So,
which means that maybe that's the weight you're supposed to be. That's what your trainers would tell you.
Maybe. Or it just means I have a barrier I need to break through. But regardless, I'm trying to get back down to 155. So we are going really quick, well, not really quick, but I mean, in 30 days, I've calculated my macros. I've been doing F45 for 2 months. I've been calculating my macros hardcore and really restricting. Take that back. Not restricting what I'm eating, but controlling what I'm eating, I think, is a better word, and being mindful of what I'm eating for 30 days. And I've lost 6 pounds. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty freaking excited. Like, I am just so, my goals are like coming, and I thought it was gonna take me 5 months to do this. Like, that was like my goal in my head. But now I'm thinking, if I lose 20 more pounds, that's gonna be like 2 months from now. So, and 20 more pounds will put me at 155. And then when I'm at 150, well, actually 20 more pounds from now will put me at 153 based on what I am right now. But if I get down to that weight and then I like the weight that I'm at, then we can do like maybe we can go into a different phase of like cutting and like, trimming, and instead of like weight loss, just like, like,
yeah.
So we'll see. I'm excited though that I'm actually heading towards my goals, and then I'm actually had the stick-to-itiveness to it. So anyways, but yeah, that's my go girl for this week. I'm really excited.
Yay!
Honestly. Yay! My clothes are starting to like get big, like the clothes that like I couldn't fit in are starting to fit again, and I'm just like so happy. It's gonna be great. I'm excited to go, and then I'm gonna go into the winter and Thanksgiving and the holidays and eat all the things. So we're just gonna hopefully not go into January and gain all my weight back. But anyways, right. So yeah.
Well, I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that'll wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for listening. We always love, hearing from you guys. So be sure and send us an email at twinlifepodcast.com or I'm sorry, at twinlifepodcast@gmail.com. And wait, at twinlifepodcast@gmail.com. That's not right. twinlifepodcast@gmail.com. I'm trying to say it way too fast. Or at twinlifepodcast
on Instagram, Twitter, everything else.
Yes.
And also, if you guys have anything fall that you think that you guys love that you want to share with us, or any fall suggestions, or anything that you feel like we're missing out on that we just so need to incorporate into our fall season, please let us know. And we obviously love hearing from you guys. Please make sure you remember to rate us. We'd love to get 5 stars, and please also leave comments letting us know how you guys feel about our podcast. And we love taking suggestions and hearing all of your thoughts.
Oh, and a shout out to the Hi Girl Next Door podcast, which is my favorite podcast, one of my favorite podcasts. They do a fall extravaganza episode. They've been doing one for the last 7 years. This was their 7th one this year. And they always talk about all the fun stuff that they do for fall. And so that's kind of where I love fall, but that's kind of where I got the inspiration for this episode. So shout out to them, and you guys should check out their podcast as well. And yeah, that's it.
We'll see you guys later.
Yes.
Bye.